My name is Brian Mullins. I'm a regional church advisor for World Vision Canada. And it's been my privilege as a church advisor to help Canadians be generous with the poor. And Canadians have been exceedingly generous for the last 40 or so years that World Vision's been working in Canada. Canadians sponsor almost 500,000 children around the world. So we don't need to tell Canadians to be generous. They are exceedingly generous. And this morning here at Trillium, we had the privilege of talking about generosity and what that looks like. I know we've all been the beneficiary of someone's generosity at some point in our life. I know I have. People have shown generosity to me. And as I was preparing for this morning, I was rereading a passage from Luke 10, and it's the parable of the Good Samaritan. And of course, you'll remember this is the story of a man who was traveling down the road, was beaten for robbers, left for dead. And three people came upon this man by the side of the road. Two religious people came along and literally crossed by on the other side of the road to avoid him. And then a Samaritan came along. And Samaritans weren't expected to do anything good by people of the day, but this Samaritan stopped, took care of the man who was wounded, bandaged his wounds, put him on his own donkey, took him to an inn, spent the evening with him, taking care of him, and then the next morning left money with the innkeeper to take care of this wounded man, and then promised to return and repay any extra money that was owed. And as I read through this parable of the Good Samaritan, I just realized that that's a phenomenal image of what generosity looks like, and how we have that same privilege of being generous. But for the Samaritan man, his generosity cost him something. It cost him his time. It said he was on his way somewhere, so he interrupted his journey to be generous. And then, of course, he used his own resources to take care of this man who had been wounded. And so there was a personal cost to the Samaritan to be generous. But generosity is something that's incumbent upon all of us. Jesus, of course, modeled generosity. And of course, his Father gave his Son. John 3:16 tells us that God so loved the world that he gave his Son for us. And so generosity has been modeled to us. But now we have the privilege and the responsibility of being generous people. For about 3 years, my wife and daughters and I lived in the Dominican Republic, and we worked with Haitian refugees in the sugarcane fields in the Dominican, and just had the awesome experience of seeing people that were incredibly poor demonstrate generosity to us out of their poverty. And then we had the opportunity to express generosity to them in meeting their needs in very practical ways. And now with World Vision, we have the opportunity of helping churches express generosity to people living in poverty and communities living in poverty around the world. Through child sponsorship, we're able to fund the transformation of communities out of poverty to self-sufficiency. And by channeling $1.30 a day to a child in a community in need, you're able to participate in that and see communities transformed. Last year, we saw 19 villages transformed from poverty to self-sustainability through child sponsorship. And so we're quite passionate about making a difference in the world, but it all begins with generosity. It all begins with seeing how generous others have been to us, how generous God has been to us, and how we can take that generosity and model that to people around the world. We're grateful to the folks here at Trillium that have adopted a community in Simba in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, as of this morning, I think there are about 18 children that have been sponsored in Simba. And over the next 8 to 10 years, we will see that community literally transformed from poverty to self-sustainability. And so we're grateful for what God is doing through the folks here at Trillium. And if you'd like to engage in that community, contact Pastor Mark, contact the church through their website, and you can get involved in Simba as well, demonstrating generosity to people in need.